Late last year, Bangalore based cloud kitchen operator Cure Foods went ahead and acquired the distribution rights for the American donut and coffee brand Krispy Kreme. And naturally, a lot of people were quite surprised. Given the company's roots in the fitness startup Culfit, you would assume that it would be in Cure Foods' best interest to promote all things quote unquote healthy. Even its flagship brand up until now, Eat Fit, is popular on delivery platforms for its healthy, clean food options. But turns out that is not the path this cloud kitchen operator wants to walk down anymore. It's now dead set on expanding its menu beyond just salads. And the only way to do that is by diversifying, which is why today it houses 8 major brands. From the milkshake and ice cream brand Frozen Bottle to the dine-in biryani chain Sharif Bhai, whatever you may be craving, Cure Foods' buffet of brands has got you covered. But of course, it isn't easy running multiple brands. Because on the cloud kitchen side of things, it means optimizing your kitchens for maximum efficiency. It also means turning to dine-in for more margins. Cure Foods has done all of that. But it realized its single biggest growth engine is understanding what the people really want. You see, for a company to make it big in the food business, it has to cater to the Indian palate. And the Indian palate? Well, it likes its junk food. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers, and fried chicken account for around 70% of the nearly 38,000 crore rupee quick service restaurants market. And the biggest slice of that pie, ironically enough, is taken up by pizza. Now, this particular statistic is not something Cure Foods takes lightly. In fact, in its new avatar, EatFit will no longer be its flag bearer. Its new crown jewel is very quickly becoming the pizza brand Olio. Olio happens to be the third largest in Cure Foods' bucket of 8 brands. It's one of its few brands that have actually proven to be profitable and does about 120 to 130 crore rupees in annualized sales. Cure Foods sees huge promise. Enough promise to take on the reigning king of pizzas, Domino's. Naturally, that's easier said than done. But the thing is, there has never been a better time to try. Especially considering how Domino's franchisee, Jubilant Foodworks, is already dealing with fierce competition. So can Olio swoop in and knock it off its perch? Well, let's find out. Welcome to Daybreak, a business podcast from The Ken. I'm your host Rahil Philippos, and I don't chase the news cycle. Instead, I'll be joining my colleague Stigdha Sharma every day of the week to bring you one business story that is worth understanding and worth your time. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of March. I know we've been talking about the next chapter of the Cure Food story, but the OG main character EatFit deserves a lot of credit for bringing it where it is. In many ways, without it, Cure Foods may not have been able to consider diversifying at this scale. And that's because EatFit gave it the revenue and base infrastructure it needed to get this new strategy moving. It already had a whole bunch of cloud kitchens in place and was even generating revenue after it was spun off from Cultfit. But that's also when CureFit realized that it needed to stay relevant. And Anand Prasanna, who's been on Cure Foods' board of directors since 2021, said there was only one way to do that, by delivering whatever customers wanted. Otherwise, Prasanna said, you run the risk of becoming very niche. Cure Foods founder Ankit Nagori concurred. When he spoke to the Ken at the startup's corporate office in Bangalore recently, he said they realized something very significant within 4 months of starting. They realized that their kitchens were being utilized far less on weekends because typically that was when people treated themselves to junk food. People didn't need healthy food 7 days a week. The natural solution to this problem was to diversify. So over the last few years, it started rapidly acquiring a bunch of brands across categories. Apart from Olio, Frozen Bottle, and Cake Zone, it also houses brands like Aramban for South Indian food or the more gourmet pizza chain Nomad. It also has a bunch of different healthy brands to its name, like Madras Curd Rice Company or Millet Express or Home Plate. Cure Foods is currently present in over 500 locations in more than 40 cities. And of these locations, around 70 are single brand takeaway kiosks. Think Krispy Kreme or Frozen Bottle. Another 75 are dine-in restaurants like Sharif Bhai Biryani, Nomad, and Aramban. And the remaining are multi-brand cloud kitchens. It sounds like a lot, and it is. But the thing is, Cure Foods isn't blindly entering different categories. It's doing it very intentionally. It's building synergies between these brands and their infrastructure, and that is where the profits lie. Let me explain how it works. Just take one of its multi brand cloud kitchens as an example. Typically, there will be three assembly lines for Indian cuisine, pizza, and dessert. Nagori said that it's sort of like an airline kitchen. So, say there are certain paneer dishes across the menus of these brands, the same cubes of paneer, batter, and spice mix will end up being used across these brands. Nagori says it's almost like breaking down food into pieces of Lego, the Lego here being the ingredients. Over the years, they've been able to refine the process. So, while 2 years ago, three or four brands may have been functioning within the same kitchen, now that number has gone up to six or seven. Nagori explained that usually Cure Foods launches a kitchen with a minimum of three brands. And in most cases, it starts out with its three biggest brands: Eat Fit, Cake Zone, and Olio. It takes about 4 to 5 months for a new kitchen to reach break even, but about 18 months to reach its target of double digit EBITDA. Nagora says that is how long it takes to understand the market, bring in all the requisite brands, and then add the necessary personnel. This operational efficiency is the bread and butter of any multi brand cloud kitchen company. And Cure Foods is going all out to get it right. But beyond that, it has managed to thrive by taking calls that others did not and could not. More on that in the next segment. Cure Foods is not like other cloud kitchen operators. It's always gone against the grain in some way or the other. For instance, while most giants in the space invested huge amounts of money towards building their own delivery apps, Cure Foods has been pretty dismissive of the idea. It actually ditched the direct to consumer app it already had from its era under CultFit because it believed it was a distraction from its core business of building strong brands. The company decided it would much rather work with existing channels like Swiggy and Zomato than build one of its own. Prasanna explained that it came from a certain place of self awareness. The company recognized that the math was against it. Swiggy and Zomato have so many people on the ground and also have access to so many brands that their cost per delivery would always be better than Cure Foods. The flip side of this, of course, that most people in the space would point out is being overly dependent on aggregators. But Nagori explained that that wasn't really a concern for them. That, after all, is the very nature of the business. People come to the platform because the entire supply exists. Cure Foods is also different in terms of how it has built its brands. It had a single minded focus on acquisitions right from the start, while others started out with a range of in house brands and then picking up others later on. That means when a rival like Rebel Foods acquires a brand, it has to be integrated into the existing playbook first, which already poses restrictions on the existing teams. But Cure Foods starts with a blank slate. It retains the founders of the companies it acquires instead. For instance, Olio Pizza's founder, Kshitij Budhani, is still involved with Cure Foods and continues to lead the brand. Retaining most of them wasn't just an option, but a necessity, it seems, because experience, of course, matters. That said, Cure Foods' bets are now paying off. Case in point, Olio, one of the few Cure Foods brands that are profitable. Stay tuned. When we spoke to Nagori a while ago, one of the questions we asked was about Cure Foods' biggest success stories, the brands that ended up working really, really well. And without skipping a beat, he said, Olio. Even in the last few months, Olio has been one of the company's first ambassadors to foreign shores. It launched Olio, Sharif Bhai, and Eat Fit in Dubai, which happens to be its first international market. Olio currently operates over 180 countries around nearly 30 cities in India, and the secret of its success is its simplicity. It's super easy to throw together. The dough and sauces are made out of one of Cure Foods' handful of central commissaries. The kitchen merely needs to receive the ingredients and then put them together with minimal labor. While there's another pizza brand, Nomad, in Cure Foods' portfolio, Olio is lighter on the wallet and hence has a more promising growth trajectory. The company positions itself as a really good pizza at an affordable price. Perhaps it's this uniqueness that's fueling the brand in going after legacy players like Domino's. It's good news for Olio that the latter's domination in the pizza market has been on the decline, owing to consumers flocking to other brands. Nagori says the other thing that's working for the company is that, in general, the younger generation doesn't seem to like incumbent brands as much anymore. And if Domino's' market share is anything to go by, he may have a point. It came down to 48% from 65% a decade ago. Its gross margins have also been declining. Now, Olio's vision is simple. It wants to be wherever Domino's is. But that's not easy to match, of course. Because in terms of revenue, Jubilant earned 1,600 crore rupees in the last quarter. That's more than double that of all Cure Foods brands combined in FY24. So despite scaling rapidly, Olio's footprint remains a fraction of Domino's. So wondering whether or not Olio becomes the next Domino's may be looking a little further down the road. But for now, the good news is Cure Foods is on the right track.
Daybreak is produced from the newsroom of The Ken, India's first subscriber-focused business news platform. What you're listening to is just a small sample of our subscriber-only offerings. A full subscription unlocks daily long-form feature stories, newsletters, and podcast extras. Head to theken.com and click on the red subscribe button on the top of the website. Today's episode was hosted by Rahel Philippos and edited by Rajiv Sien.